Hey guys, welcome back. We got another video today. Me, John Lay, and here with Jesse Pires. I'll be honest with you, Jesse. I don't know if is that actually how you say your last name?
It's actually Pires.
Pires.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I have my dad's last name, and I'm only like 10% Portuguese that I claim. The rest I'm Italian. So our Italian last name is Capua. So, but
Okay.
yeah, so Pires. So
Well, I never I was Pires. I never thought of. But I was like, is it Pires? You
yep,
know, whatever. So it's red. Basically, it's either Jesse or Red from now on.
100% simple
So,
terms.
all right. So tell me a couple questions. One, what did you do with your training this week?
Training this week actually changed for me. So, like in a good way. We're really diving into a lot more cardio. So at the end of my session, so I'll lift first.
So
Um,
that's a good way.
yeah, I know. For now, it depends. So I guess with bodybuilding, again, this is like super new, which keeps it interesting. So with bodybuilding, when you're prepping for a show, in the beginning stages, there's a lot of cardio in the beginning, trying to get that body fat down, trying to get the weight down. And your calories are pretty much, you're at a caloric deflect, but nothing too drastic. So then as you're losing weight and getting more lean, we're going to up the calories, lower the cardio. So to build the muscle. So now I just have a crap ton of cardio and I'm on that Stairmaster, which feels like forever, but it'll end soon. So
Okay, good. Well, that honestly that brings up a question that I won't necessarily hijack this video with, but I probably will another one. Um,
uh-huh.
what was your win then for this week?
Um, my win for this week was actually a lot of mindset stuff, so nothing too physical. So with CrossFit and weightlifting, I was so confident most of the time. Mainly in weightlifting. I was like, I'm good at this, I'm building. With bodybuilding, it's like there's still some movements that I can only do like 5 pounds or maybe 10 pounds. And, I see other girls in the gym and they're super strong and they're over there, you know, flinging the weight around, looking phenomenal. And sometimes it's like, it gets me pumped because I know if I keep with it, I'll get there. But sometimes it also is just like, wow, like this really is so different. And I need to give myself some grace because I'm not there yet. So I guess just being okay with the process and where I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard you got a lot stronger in your abs this past week too.
Yeah. Actually, that's a sad story. I honestly don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing this podcast with you anymore. So we're gonna tell everybody. So I was doing the ab machine, and I've never done the ab machine. I've always done obviously abs with no machine. So this is new again in my programming, and I'm still figuring out my weights and kind of where I need to go. And I think I was like on the sixth rep in, and it got super easy. Like I was on the crunch one, and it was like that for 2 or 3 reps. And I looked behind me and I see this freaking guy with the gray hair smile, and let alone it's John Lay. What a, I thought I was doing so good. My facial expression was like, I did that 35 pounds.
Yeah. So to kind of throw that detail in there, I was behind her, pushing her
Yeah, there you go.
like I was her spotter basically, and she had no idea.
Yeah,
She had shock and awe on her face, thinking that she was going to stand up and be rocking like an 8 pack or something. I think at
it's
that point.
fine. I
So,
expect nothing less from you, sir. But anyway, enough about me. What about you? Tell me about your week in the gym and kind of what's going on.
uh, man, I'm sore as crap. Um, Started a new program this week, and that's a cross between some bodybuilding, functional bodybuilding. It's some of Marcus Filly stuff.
Love it.
And then he always has a CrossFit-y kind of Metcon in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes two, sometimes three. But it's, a lot of his stuff he does is with tempo.
Yeah.
So you may not have a ton of weight, say on a back squat, but you're 3 seconds down, hang out for a second, and then stand it up. So you got a lot of time under tension, and just different for me from the past several months. And I'm just, the last 3 days, it's been hard to get out of bed. And then I started this stupid running thing, which is still stupid. I cannot be convinced that even if I do this 5 times a week for the next 3 years, it's still going to be stupid. It's just, but I didn't go to the gym today because I was so sore, but I still did go out and do my run intervals and stuff like that. So
that's a lot for you. Wow.
I know.
That's a lot for you. Like all the viewers listening or whatever, like that's a lot for Lay. He would rather do anything else but run. So props
and
to you.
I'm approaching double nickels too. I probably ought to take some recovery time here at some point.
That's true. That's so
but
funny.
you shouldn't laugh that hard. You'll be there eventually.
I will.
So all right. So what's on your mind today?
Okay, so today we're going to kind of get into kind of just revisit what we did last video, and really just talk about, CrossFit, not only CrossFit, but cardiovascular health, running, jogging, swimming, all different kind of sports for that. And like bodybuilding, just kind of fighting chronic disease just because it's so prominent in our world today. So I feel like 90% of America is inflamed in some sort of way. So, just kind of, if people don't want to do CrossFit, that's fine. That doesn't mean they still can't fight chronic disease. So kind of just talk about that.
Yeah, I think I was watching a video a week or so ago. They were talking about nutrition and metabolic diseases, chronic disease, essentially. Most of them are metabolic.
Yeah.
And now, even most cancers now can be classified as a metabolic disease. So if somebody, whatever age they are, if they can decide to change their habits, right? Get out and move. Just, right now, just do more than you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's, if all you do is sit, get up and walk, for a little bit. And then, you can build on that and then make different choices when you go to the grocery store. Don't eat out all the time, and people do that. I was talking to a doc about a month ago, and he has a family of patients, husband, wife, and a daughter that come in and they eat at Sonic 3 times a day, every day. So you can imagine their health, right? And to try to convince them that's bad has been a struggle.
Yes, absolutely.
For him. So, that kind of stuff is, the parents are setting themselves up for, if they live past 55,
yeah,
then it's going to be a struggle the rest of their life. And they're setting their daughter up for type 2 diabetes, along with with the other things too.
Yeah.
I think that's the importance of it. And when you hear people like Greg Glassman say we have the cure for chronic disease, yes, he's talking about CrossFit, but it's fitness in general.
Yeah, it's more than that. I agree.
If you don't want to pay to go into a CrossFit gym and do something, but do something.
I agree with that. And there's so many things that we could talk about just within like that, everything that you just said. Like most people have a 9-to-5 job at a desk job and are sitting most of the time, and that's fine. But, I think that paired with just the lack of education with food choices, whether it's eating out or in a grocery store, and then on top of that, the lack of physical activity, those three things right there, it's inflammation. You're sitting all day, you may not understand what to eat out, because you can eat out, but moderation, but people don't understand how to eat out and how to make good choices in the grocery store.
Sure.
So that's why most of America, we are the way we are. And Glassman is 100% correct. I mean, we're diehard CrossFitters, that will be always near and dear to our heart. But some people, it is expensive. If you go to a true CrossFit gym, and that is okay if you don't want to, but even people that don't want to go to a gym at all or just work out alone, you have the outside. Get a bike, walk, run, go on a trail run, go, like even just moving 3 times a week for the people that are mostly inactive is going to make such a difference long haul. And then I loved what you talked about with the parents, because if the kids see it, the parent, I mean, they're going to do what their parents, they're going to think that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's, again, like, that's where, I'm going to toot my field's horn. Like, registered dietitians are so important. It's, people just are lacking the knowledge, and everybody's so busy. That's another thing, is like, they want quick. Sonic is quick. You pull up, they come out. Great. Well, we have here in Jacksonville, Kairos, or whatever that place is called. We have really good drive-through, even tropical smoothies. I mean, they're not my number one, but it's better than Sonic. So it's just so hard to just deal with. I mean, client education, I think, is the number one thing, and that's CrossFit or not. I think just getting out, like you said, moving is going to help so much.
I think people don't understand the damage that processed sugar, refined sugars, I should say, processed carbs, those kinds of things, the damage that it does to a person's body. And initially it's because it creates or contributes to that inflammation.
Yeah, exactly.
That we're talking about. And we're not talking about inflammation like you twisted your ankle and your ankle blows up, right? We're talking about overall systemic. This is how your body's reacting to all this crap going on in there, just trying to deal with it.
Yeah.
And which leads to those chronic diseases.
Yeah.
And some people will say, yeah, I've cut sugar out, but I'm drinking, what is it? 0-cal Cokes, Diet Cokes.
Yeah, that's
those kinds of things. And there's a whole other thing with fake sugars and stuff like that we can get into at some point, and how that probably actually contributes more to obesity than helps with it. But they don't think about the sugar they're getting in their fast food. There's a reason they crave those fast food burgers all the time, and it's because there's sugar in them.
It's like a drug. It's like a drug. You're addicted. Yeah.
So it's, and I love that. I love going to Five Guys and grabbing me the biggest, fattest burger there and a bag full of fries, and going home and becoming just a fat, greasy, comatose mess every now and then. But it's got to be every now and then, right? Not every meal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I think, and that's another thing, is like, I feel like in our society, and especially like with social media and what you're supposed to do, what's good and bad. I personally, I don't like the words good and bad. I don't like putting food or different types of training into different categories. Like, if you want to be a bodybuilder, that's awesome. You're going to promote your health tenfold. If you want to be a runner, I love that. So it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it. I think just with America, we're so on and off. like what you said about balance, like going to Five Guys, like that's so important too. Like, working on your health, as much as you can. And then your family, you guys want to go out to Five Guys, Saturday evening, go out to Five Guys for Saturday evening. But that doesn't mean Sunday morning, you got to keep going out, have your 1 or 2 meals a week, create memories with your family, have fun, but then like pick yourself up and make good choices. I think it's so hard for people to understand that.
Yeah,
So,
it's moderation is not something that people are very good at,
no, you're
typically.
either on or off,
Uh,
you know?
yeah, and
Yeah.
and I'll put myself in that category. I have to, if we ever get pizza at the house,
Mhm.
I will eat till it's gone, and I don't care how big it is.
Yep.
But for some reason, pizzas that it triggers my brain that I
Yep.
just even if I'm full, I want to go back and keep eating more.
Yeah.
Um, so I've got to really fight that. And people have to figure out what those triggers are and fight it. And then also,
Absolutely.
if you, kind of going back a little bit, if you'll start to get up and move, if you've got a job where you have to sit a lot, take little breaks here and there. You get up and just walk or lap around the office
Absolutely.
just to move, get some motion in those muscles. And then at night, if you can't walk for 30 minutes, walk for 20. If you can't walk for 20, walk for 15. You'll get to where you can do more, and then
Absolutely.
you'll get to where maybe you want to, maybe I'll run for 3 minutes and then walk the other 20
Yeah,
or something like
absolutely.
that.
And what we talked about before we started the video, I love how you wanted to hit on the dirty dozen foods. Like this is so cool because most people don't know what it's about, don't know what it is. And it's strawberry, spinach, kale, like mustard greens. You got nectarines, apples, grapes. So all the good stuff, pears, celery, tomatoes, bell peppers, cherries, and peaches. Like, even if people just started with those simple things. Like just start adding in some dirty dozen foods to your daily regimen. Like that is such a easy, simple way to not only get, adequate vitamins and minerals for these people, but start helping really eat eat well. And I think that that's one thing I'm actually going to steal it from you if I have clients in the future that don't know where to start. This is an awesome way to start. Now, obviously, there's no like meat in here and stuff like that, but I'm just saying in general, a lot of fruits and vegetables, like that's a great way to start. Pairing that with, like you said, 15 minutes of just walking, they're going to see a tremendous effect from that. So,
Well, that's a good list of things to add in. If you want to, um, if you want something sweet after you eat, things like that, with some of the fruit that's in there,
yep.
you've got some of the veggies in there. Now, that list also is, if you're ever going to go organic as far as buying your produce and things like that, that's the list you want those things to be organic because they tend to hold the most pesticides out there.
Correct. Correct.
So yes, get them. If you're not eating them at all, you just get them and start
Yeah.
eating them, but start working into buying those things organic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I am like such a big advocate of organic versus not. Now, a lot of like some of my clients, they ask me, "Well, what about bananas and avocados?" Well, they got a thick skin, so it's all right if they're not organic. If you want to go the organic route, fine. But like you said, strawberries. I actually just read this article from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Strawberries hold the most like fertilizers, Roundup, whatever we spray, pesticides within the fields, they hold it the longest. So if you're buying not organic strawberries, you are now ingesting all these chemicals, which then again is
Mm-hmm.
inflammation, and that's a whole nother episode. So the dirty dozen, like John said, isn't just for organic purposes, but I think is just an awesome way to just incorporate these into someone who doesn't really know how to start. You know what I mean? Because they're getting their fiber, they're getting their antioxidants, so increasing motility for, the bathroom issues or whatever. So I think that's such a great way to start if someone doesn't know how to start.
Yep.
Yeah. So super important. I mean, I personally hate peppers, so that's like a no for me, but which is very interesting because I'm Italian. Can't do
I
peppers.
didn't know peppers were an Italian thing.
Sausage and peppers all the way. Homemade Italian sausage and peppers or stuffed peppers. Gross.
Stuffed peppers are good.
Oh man, I can't do peppers.
Italian sausage and peppers are good.
I don't know about that.
But,
everything is good though.
So I don't know that. We're talking about health and got off on sausage and Italian sausage and peppers.
Hey, it's all right. That's a once a week thing in my household now.
It's a calorie dense, maybe not so great meat byproduct, but
yeah, let's not talk about that. The meat,
but it's awesome. It tastes good.
It tastes phenomenal. So there's Five Guys. So
yeah.
So anyway, but yeah. So I think everything we talked about, just getting the body moving, whatever that may be, even downloading the running app, like that, if someone wants to do their first 5K, you don't have to go to a gym. Some people don't like to work out with other people, and that's cool. So I think that that's a great way to start and, just promote decreasing inflammation for everybody. We all have inflammation. I feel like, we're not perfect. Sure. And I think the more that we are informed of what it is and kind of how to better it, for a lack of terms, I think that's what's going to set most people up for success,
Yep.
So,
yep.
Anyway. All right. We done? Podcast over? All right.
Yep.
Guys. Well, that was a good one. We're going to start to keep these short and to the point, and we will see you on our next episode.
See y'all.
Later.